Hello, this is CandySun here, and today we have a surprise update 3.9.1. I didn't realize we were going to have an update today, but since this one does have some gameplay changes, I am going to analyze it. Although there aren't many gameplay changes, there are some very important ones. So, first off, we have some bug fixes. I'm just going to go through these as quick as possible. You can access power card descriptions when they're in your deck. I like that. Fixed issue that can prevent re-rolling bonus tower with low energy. I like that. I mean, who doesn't like a bug fix? Fixed crash in custom club lobbies. Again, not bad. Balloon send costs no longer overlap. I do really like that. I think that's going to be great for people who are not used to the game and they're like, why are these prices overlapping? So I like that change. Red Hot Spikes icon is back. I did notice that, so that was an interesting one where you'd have the circle, but you want to have the spikes in the circle when you're going to place it. Monkey Ace can no longer leave the screen for extended periods of time. I really like that, because that means that Monkey Ace is less shit. And I guess that's the best way to say it. It's less shit. Fixed opponent's bananas not showing as collected sometimes. I really like that, because basically what would happen, if this is the same thing I'm thinking of, it's where if you're playing on Steam and you collect it by hovering over the bananas, it doesn't show as collected on the opponent's screen because you didn't actually click there, you just hovered over it. So, I'm glad to see that fixed, because that's really good for spectating if, we ever have another tourney or something like that where you have to see the other side. It's great for keeping the screen out of clutter when you're just playing against another Steam player. Balloon changes. This is the fun stuff. So there aren't any tower changes, just balloon changes. However, balloon speed ramping increased. So I don't know the exacts. I want to say it's just like Flash. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's just like Flash for these ramping changes. So balloon speed, I want to say that used to be 15% per round after 30, and now it's 20%. That's what I want to say. So if that's it, it is. If not, I haven't done any testing. This is just the first thoughts. And Moab health ramping increased. So if that's like Flash, it's like 40% per round after 30, which is insane. This is such a good change, because it doesn't remove late game. The changes that were done here do not remove late game. So if you want to go late game, you can still go late game. However, it makes late game require a lot more skill, because now everything becomes stronger and quicker, much faster. So I really like that, because it turns late game from a device battle to a micro battle. And what I mean by that is whoever survives in the late game and they're better prepared. So macro game, early game. So if you have a proper eco, you have your best eco, and you make it into late game, eco plays a huge part. Especially when you're having to buy sell stuff like first strike capabilities, ground zeros, tech terrors, whatever your heart desires. You have that, and then you also have the fact that everything's much tougher. So do you design a loadout more for early game or late game? Because now late game is actually a viable way to win, because it's not mind-numbingly easy to do. If you have Dart Farm Ace, you may have trouble going into late game now. Not because the loadout's bad, but because you have to win early now. And I like that late game is now an issue. Maybe Dart Farm Super could see a rise. Maybe. I don't think so. And if it does, it would only be in arenas. But something like that where you have the late game ability. Maybe some Dart Farm Cannon where you have Mauler spam in the late game. I'm not sure exactly what's going to come out of this yet. However, I do like this. And I do think that this is also going to benefit Eco once there's some buffs to it. Right now, no, I don't think it's going to benefit Eco. However, I feel that once you get some buffs in for Eco in future patches, you're going to start seeing Eco having its strength much earlier. And I think that that's going to be a great thing for balance into the future updates, once Eco has viable options to defend the mid-game rushes in a competitive scene. Not in an arena scene, in a competitive scene. So I really like these changes, and I think it really will add some depth to the meta once you add in some other changes. I think that this is a necessary change. However, for the before you have any more tower changes, I think that it's actually going to make it a little more centralized, just because you don't know what works, especially with round 24. And fast cooldown ZOMGs after round 30 with the health scaling is going to be a pain. That's one of the reasons why I think having a Tech Terror ability might be a really cool thing if you can fit that into your loadout. Because it's basically like a ground zero, except a lot better. Or maybe a first strike capability, but we'll see. I definitely like these changes. So with that, hope you all enjoyed, and see y'all in the next one.